This is Time Warner Cable's local edition. I'm Brad Pomerance. We are joined by Mike Bonin. He is a member of the Los Angeles City Council. And when you first joined the council, I think we had heard about something called Airbnb, and yet 2 years later, that's all people are talking about.
It really is all that people are talking about, particularly in my district.
Which is
on the west side, the beach cities, where Airbnb has really taken off, and there's been a lot of benefits and a lot of drawbacks. There's a lot of folks in my district who work in the film industry, might be out of town for several months of the year, and they have an income that fluctuates. So they use this to supplement their income, be able to keep their mortgage payments.
Do we begrudge them that?
Right now, Airbnb or short-term rentals as a whole are not legal in Los Angeles, but it's not being enforced at all.
And is it not legal because of a law written in antiquity and it just doesn't fit in?
It's because our zoning code doesn't anticipate it, but we also don't have the enforcement tools to keep up with it. So while we're seeing there are some positive benefits to it, there's also some very negative benefits. We have seen speculators, investors come in, buy entire buildings, evict 30 people, turn them into rogue hotels, hire sort of hotel-like staff, and really destroy both the character of the neighborhoods and also basically decimate the rental market, particularly in Venice.
It would seem to me, though, that that is a very specific scofflaw type of activity.
Yes.
And that could be made illegal without throwing out the bona fide short-term rental model.
Well, what we're trying to do in Los Angeles, Herb Wesson and I, the council president, and I have put together what I think is a sort of a Goldilocks approach. Is if you're renting out your primary residence, your spare bedroom, your back house or something, that should be cool. But if you are buying a piece of property, whether it's an apartment building or a single-family home, simply for the purposes of speculating and turning that into, taking it off of the rental market and turning it into a sort of a rogue hotel, that can't be illegal. It can't be legal.
Under the first scenario, would there be TOT? Would you be?
Yes.
Yes. So how does that work? Because look, you and I, we're not used to filing, tourist taxes. And
the short-term rental industry, Airbnb in particular, has been pretty willing to pay and collect the TOT in other cities.
I understand.
What happened here is this year in the budget, the mayor proposed that we use TOT money from the Airbnb short-term rentals to pay for affordable housing, which is a great idea, except I'm losing affordable housing because of the rogue hotels coming in and evicting people. So what my approach has been is, let's come up with the right regulations, and let's let the regulations dictate the revenue, and not the revenue dictate the regulations.
I see. So where do we stand? Because there are some cities that are banning the short-term rentals. Anaheim, I think, just went through that, which is a bit surprising given Disneyland, but then again, hotels probably fairly strong in their efforts. So
my proposal will get its first hearing in the planning committee at the beginning of September. It was generally pretty well received. There's a few folks who want no rules, and there's a few folks who want absolute prohibition. But most folks on both sides understood that the proposal was a pretty reasonable accommodation for both approaches. There's going to be some citywide hearings on it, and I expect that we will then have a draft ordinance back in committee, and then it goes to the Citywide Planning Commission and back to council before the end of the year.
It doesn't need to go to the voters, I presume.
No, it doesn't go to the voters, no.
Have your constituents called your office, though, on this issue? I mean, like you said, you represent Venice.
My constituents call my office
all
every
the time.
issue.
Of course they do. It is Venice.
Yes, no, I've been getting, I think Venice has really been the canary in the coal mine for this issue. There's a few parts of the city that have had a lot of short-term rentals, downtown, Hollywood, and the beach communities. It's one of the struggles I've had in crafting a policy on this is sort of educating my colleagues about how significant an issue it is, because they haven't felt it the same way.
Of course. He is Mike Bonin, member of the Los Angeles City Council. My name is Brad Pomerance. It's Time Warner Cable's local edition.